Great to welcome in State Senator Tom Davis. I haven't talked to you since the election, so congratulations on your re-election. Just saw you on video with a hard hat on, breaking ground on another a new development in the Hardeeville area. Do you keep one of those helmets in your back seat of your car just in case?
I had a collection of those helmets and golden shovels, Bob. Yep.
I'll bet you do. I knew, and again, great expansion project for the city of Hardeeville.
I think a lot of people need to realize that southern Jasper County in general, economic development there has really spiked in recent years. And for all intents and purposes, southern Jasper County is part of the Savannah economic orbit.
Right.
You have distribution centers, warehouses, logistics facilities. And so yesterday's or last week's announcement in regard to the 6 million square foot of distribution space is just more of that trend. And of course, a rising tide, lifts all boats, Bob. I mean, economic activity and investment of capital in southern Jasper County, that trickles into prosperity for the entire Lowcountry.
All right. That means that leads me right into the second thing I want to talk about, and maybe the most important thing. Also on Election Day, the Beaufort County residents voted down the sales tax referendum. Apparently now the State Infrastructure Bank kind of wants to know what the county wants to do in order to plug up the hole that needs to be plugged in order to fund things and keep the project moving forward. You're right in the middle of it. Kind of tell us where things stand and where we go from here and what the short-term timeline is.
Well, here it is in a nutshell. We have about $300 million committed to build the new Hilton Head Bridge.
Okay.
$120 million from the State Infrastructure Bank, $80 million from the 2018 county referendum, and the rest from the DOT.
Okay.
The problem is, or the challenge is, the estimates of constructing the new bridge are now $480 million. So we have an $180 million delta. A few weeks ago, I went with county officials and town officials to meet with the State Infrastructure Bank director, the Secretary of Transportation, and we came up with a plan where the local governments were going to have $90 million of that $180 million shortfall, and the SIB and the DOT were going to pick up the balance. And so Beaufort County counting on that penny sales tax referendum passing because a portion of that money was that $90 million that the local government was coming up with. Now that that's failed, there's a plan B in place. And the plan B will be the DOT will go in and immediately fix and or repair or replace the first span only on the Hilton Head. The first span coming from the mainland on the Pinckney Island that is in danger of being structurally deficient. So what I'm trying to find out now is if that option is pursued, how long would that take? What would the impact on Hilton Head be? What would ingress and egress to Hilton Head look like? Would you have to cut down on the lanes? What's the impact of economic development? All those factors need to be in the hands of county council members as they decide on a path forward. Okay,
so it's great that it looks like the plan A, if it proceeds, would lessen a little bit the burden on the county because it sounds like you've got the infrastructure bank involved there. But boy, yeah, if the state starts working on that one span, that kind of throws a big monkey wrench into the big overall plan, doesn't it?
The important thing is that when county council makes a decision in regard to, is it going to come up with the $90 million or is it not? My job is to make sure that all the relevant facts are in the hands of the council members, that they understand all the things that might happen and might not happen so they can make the best informed decision possible. I'm going to meet with the DOT secretary tomorrow. The day after that, I'm meeting with the SIB director. I'm going to come back to the Beaufort County Council with information, present that to them, and help them make an informed decision.
Great. I'm glad you're working on it hard because it obviously we're running into a time crunch with making everything happen on a schedule that we would like to see happen. Short term, do you see something coming out of all of this in the next couple of months before the session starts, or are we going to have to wait for the legislative session?
No, I think we're in decision-making mode right now. I think in 3 or 4 weeks, a course of action will be decided upon. I mean, at some point in time, you decide whether it's a go or no go. And I think we've gotten to that point right now. I think in the next month or so, we'll tell the tale for what happens.
All right. Well, that is great to hear that we're at least finally getting toward a resolution. Thank you so much, Senator Davis, for all the work you're doing on trying to stay in the middle of it and keep all the different factions pleased. And we look forward to talking to you when we get a decision made next month, and hopefully next month. Thanks again, Senator. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you having me.
All right, State Senator Tom Davis. Whew, got a busy time coming up. We'll be back with more of the WHHI Daily News right after this.